Okay. Hello, hello, hello. How's the sound? How's the sound, everyone? Let me know. And I've got no hat today. I've got no hat today, so my big old head might get in the way, but you won't get the hat in the way, and you should be able to hear me. So hopefully that will solve some of the problems yesterday. Hey, my name's. Let me just pause, and I'll clip all that out. Hey, my name's Kurt. I'm a dad who draws, and this is part 2 of our watercolor pencil painting of this lovely covered bridge. Let's see here. I was approached by here. Look at this right here. I was approached by Hippie Crafter, and they asked me to review their product. So I thought instead of just doing this big old review, we would turn it into a project, and we would paint this picture. So I am using Hippie Crafter watercolor pencils today on Hippie Crafter watercolor paper, and so far it's been a very pleasant experience. If you're interested in buying these products, I will put a link in the description. I'm not being sponsored. I was just asked if I'd be open to review their products, so that's what we're doing. Anyways, hey, let's get started. We got a lot to do here. We gotta try and get this thing done here in an hour. We'll see how we do. Okay, I am live, so if you do have questions, Paul wants it a little bit louder. A little bit louder. All right, I'm about maxed out there. How about that? Is that good? I hope so. All right, let's get started here. Let's jump. What's going to sell this? The getting the pond here, this frozen pond. So, but before we do, I do want to point out one little thing. Look at, I'm going to take my pencil and I'm going to just point right in there. You see that? You see that those dips? I want to show this to you. Let's see if I just do it on here. Here. Nope, I don't want to use that. I want to use. Yeah, that's red. I don't want to use that color either. What happened to my? Oh, there it is. Okay, so let's just say let's just say this is my snow embankment, okay? And this was an indentation in that snow embankment. You know, you might have it, and the light was coming in this direction, all right? This might be dark here, all right? And then it's going to get light over here. But meanwhile, this whole area is going to be kind of a middle tone. So these little like indents, I want you to think of them kind of like that, to where they're like upside down. They're upside down cups like this, you see? And the light's coming down, and it's going to be dark on this side, but light on this side, and then you get the rest of the snow embankment. You see how I did that? This is tricky. It's tricky to do when you're in the middle of banging things out. Right now, my whole corner looks very flat looking. So let's take a second and look closely at some of these indents, and maybe I can help you get yours looking not as smooth. Like mine's super smooth. I need to adjust it. So let's look on this picture here and add some of these indents. All right. So I'm looking closely here. All right. So there's one right there, and I'm gonna come over here and maybe do another one. And I'm using this ultramarine blue, by the way. Ultramarine blue. I'm looking forward to getting the water into this thing. The other thing I'm doing here is I'm adding some surface lines. And this, I don't know how this is going to be affected by the water. But we'll see what happens. And this actually over here, let's see, what color do I want to use? I'll go with this lighter one here. This is oceanic blue, ocean blue. So this side is this is not white. It's going to be blue, light blue on this side. So just while I'm doing this, let's talk about like shadow and color. Did you know that a shadow is the opposite color of its light source? So in this scene here, we have an orange sun. We have an orange sun that's shining down on us. And what's the opposite color of orange? Does anyone know? Well, I bet you could guess by looking at this picture. It runs into blue and purple. Okay, so that's the opposite. If our sun was, here's a little test for you. If our sun was red in color, what color would all the shadows be? Let's see if anyone can answer that. Throw it in the chat. What color would the shadows be if we had a red sun? I'm switching back and forth between the ultramarine and the oceanic blue. Green. That's absolutely right. You actually could. Good job, Paul. You actually could see that. You could see it very easily if you're ever one. You could go get a red light. If you could go get a red light from the hardware store, and cast your shadow on a white surface, that's going to really show it. It's going to blow your mind away because your shadow is going to be green in color. So that's kind of exciting. At least I find that fascinating. All right, I'm getting my darkest brown. I'm getting a dark brown here. Let's see. That's a Payne's gray that could work. Let's see if I even pulled it out of this box. Okay. All right, I'm going to get my dark here. What's this one? Black. Look, now this is where we want to start popping some contrast. Look in here. Look at that. Betsy got it right too. Good job, Betsy. I'm kind of mixing my Payne's gray and my black here just a bit. And then this is gonna have like a blue. What's this color here? Blue violet. All right, that's cool. Let's see what happens. Actually, I'm kind of trying to look at the colors here on the ice. When we come in with paint, it will bring in the corners there nicely. So sharp. When you look at your picture, if you see a sharp edge, make sure you go sharp on it. There's a little bit of yellow or orange. You see that in our picture? It's probably reflecting the sun. Drop that. Make sure you drop some yellow down here in the water. I'm just holding just the different colors in my hand, and I'm jumping. Now will the water change your drawing? It might. We're gonna find out. That's what we're gonna find out here in just a bit. Ooh, get it nice and dark back here. I like to squint my eyes and and I say, where are the darks? Where are the darkest points? At the same time, you got to just stand back and look at it. Make sure that you don't get so deep into the details that you miss the big picture. These little weeds, these little sticks, we're going to do those after we get this initial paint down. Just trust the process. Really focus on these sharp edges wherever you see them. When I'm coloring this the snow back here, I'm gonna kind of go in the direction that it's coming off the hill here. And some of these colors are going to blend nicely together, so it should be Should be fun once we get to the paint there. Well, here's a little thing I just noticed. When you're drawing the let's say this is your embankment, like this. Okay, come in dark here and then light. Come in dark here and then light. See that? This little road back here, look at it's like light here and then it gets very dark because these trees back here. So I'm going to come in here and do this, come like that. Grab one of these brown ones here. Ooh, I don't like that one. Here's cold gray. Get a nice sharp edge back here, right? There's this big tree here. We're gonna get that, but I'm gonna paint this thing first, and then come back with that, because I want to get a pure red. And I don't want it to get mixed up with browns yet. Nice sharp edge down here where it goes into the snow. Okay, let me just kind of look at this here for a second. All right. You need grays and browns into your river here because it's really reflecting a lot of those trees. You know what's weird about putting in reflections, and this always happens when I'm putting them in, like right now. It looks weird, but then once I get a bunch in, and I could like stand back and look at it, I think, oh, that's actually working. I'm actually looking at a small version of my picture on screen here, and it's coming together nicely. So you might have to stand back. I like to stand back and squint my eyes, and I look at the picture, like I look at the picture here, and I think, okay, look at all these colors now, and then I come over and look at my drawing, like, oh, I got to add a lot of gray in this area. You see? So I'm gonna do that here. There's actually some nice blue that's pop it in here. And just look at the shape. Don't overthink this. Just look at the shape. It's all you're matching, really. You're matching the shape and the value, those two things. Look at the sharp edge right along this snowbank here. And then across the way here, it's, man, is it dark. Right underneath the snowbank here, there's a really solid line coming through like this. Same thing down here. All right, I think I am hit some more, a little more yellow, and then I'm going to switch over to paints now. The truth is going to reveal itself, right? Oh, you know what I forgot to do is put our American flag in here. Gotta get Old Glory, right? Okay, I think I'm ready to go. So, if I had to redo this, I think what I would have done is, like, I need yellow back here. The sky is going to be a little more yellow, and I think I would have painted that first, let that dry, and then come in more with all of this pencil work. But we'll see what happens. So, I'm using this is a number 14 brush. I've had it for 30 years, and it just works. Then I have this small one, this white sable, a number 4. It's a Robert Simmons. I bought that at the local art store. And then this little flat brush right here. I bought a super cheap pack of flat brushes. They were about maybe $1.99. I mean, they were really dirt cheap because I like to challenge myself a bit. So that's a number 10 and then a number 6. All right. So I think what we'll do is let's start off with this number 6 and get our paint our thing in our bridge there. And the one thing I'm going to do before I commit, I'm going to add just a little bit of a shadow underneath that roof there, okay? I've got a tub of water, this old mason jar water. It's dirty from when I was using it earlier, and I've got a paper towel in my left hand here. All right, so right hand, left hand, and let's see how we go and do this. That is really ugly looking water, but all right. So here we go. We're gonna just come in here. And the thing is with watercolor, and I'm sure that the pencils are the same, your brush is like a sponge. So you're really just pushing the paint around, okay? So don't overly scrub. Don't overly scrub things. The more you, I've noticed that the more you keep messing with stuff, the paint starts to come up off it. So you just have to let it dry and then put another layer on if you need to. I'm using this brush here because I'm getting some sharp corners, and that's really what I'm going for here. Magic time. There's going to be water added to watercolor, right? Yes. So true. It is magic time. Look at this. Look, just go straight across. Bam. Don't. Just put it down. Let it dry. If it looks bad, just don't work it. Just leave it. You could come back. Let it dry. Let it dry. Oh, please, also, as long as I'm thinking about this, you don't have to do it right now, but goodness, please like the video. And like the video, comment. What should you comment on? Comment if you say, hey, I think I'm going to try this again, or say, nope, I'm not going to do this again. That's what I want to know. If you're open to trying this again, because maybe we can have another little demo together, right? Okay. Here, look at the face of these of this brick wall here is straight up and down. So that's the way I'm pulling my brush. I'm kind of painting in the direction that things are going. And once I paint an object, I don't really want to run my brush into that area because the water is going to spill out. So here's the reflection now, and I'm just going back and forth. If I have a paper towel here, and if it's too juicy, I'll just dab my paper towel. Just dab it. Dab it, and you can clean it off that way. Don't overly blend anything. There's probably a habit of wanting to over blend things. Don't do it. Just at that. Nice. A lot of fun things going on there. I had watercolor pencils to the watercolor painting already painted in this way you're doing. We'll to try this procedure. Yes, I did. Let's see. I added watercolor pencils to a watercolor painting. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you could definitely do that. I was even taking some of these pencils and scrubbing it into a piece of paper, and then getting like a little puddle of color, and then painting like I traditionally would with other watercolors. Pencil into wet sometimes. We might be able to do that. Let's see. This Saturday, I do have we do have a regular watercolor class called the Canvas Crew, and our class is on Saturday. So I would throw it out there if you're interested in joining. I will put a link in the comments where you can do that. I think this Saturday we're going to paint a red cardinal. A couple weeks ago we painted a bluebird, and that turned out a bluebird on a post. I think this one's going to be a cardinal on a branch in the snow. If you're going to go from one color to another, it'd probably be best to go from light to dark. So you don't pull that, so you don't pull that color into the lighter areas. All right, coming along. Good times. Careful when you get down here that you don't get this into the water. You don't want that black up there on that pure snow. Oh, that's nice. Look at this. I got this white up here. You see that? I'm leaving that. That makes it real nice. Pretty contrast there. But now this looks really goofy because it's so black here. It's not reflecting. You see my problem? It's not reflecting the snowbank on top. So let's add some water here. And then I'm going to take my towel and dab it. All right, I'm going to dab it. I'm going to do it a little more here. And then down here, I'm going to also dab it a little bit. Oh, that looks much better. All right. Buttery right after, oh, butter. Buttery right after the, comes in contact there. Everybody loves butter. Okay, let's get the snow down here. And I'm going to switch now, I think, to my bigger, bigger brush here. That's not too bad. I'm painting in the direction that these snowbanks are going here. Oh, that looks good. It's picking up just enough of the it's picking up just enough of the paper of the color there to create those nice highlights. Okay, I'm gonna let this dry here, and then maybe hit this back up with some more color here in just a second. All right, let's continue on. Let's get these. I'm going to start working on these trees here. Let's start in the back here. It's a little soupy back there, but that will be fine. And then sharp edge here against the roof. Clean my brush out there. Get this. I'm just going to spread some of this. Look at this quickly jumping on here, and that will, those lighter values will give the context that these are lots of branches back there, but we might go back into that and Yeah, we will, to add some detail here. All right, coming together. Hope everyone's doing well on your end there. And if someone's saying, no, Kurt, I'm not doing very well right now, it's very difficult. You that I'm sure that's part of the process. It's part of the process. It's hard. This stuff is not easy. But I can tell you this much, it's once you it's worth it. It's worth the sacrifice, but it's going to take some time to get there to where you just don't, I don't know, you don't doubt yourself anymore. And it's a hard place to get at, but it's nice. Then you don't, I don't know, you just don't think about it too much. Like right now, my biggest concern at this point is teaching wise. I want to make sure I'm doing a good job for you all. So that's a skill that I'm still developing. I'm still developing this, don't get me wrong, but so I've moved over to my thinner brush here, and I'm just kind of going over some of these smaller trees. I'm going to let it dry and sit up for a second here. How we doing? Okay. Don't quit. Just keep plugging away. All right, so this is still all right. Let's see, how is that wet there? All right, I'm going to go back in now and touch this up with a little bit here. It's a little wet, but I'll tell you, if Hippie Crafters is listening to me right now, I should have sent an email out to him. It sure would be nice to have more blacks than just one black in this set of a couple extra sets of a couple extra of the darker colors would be really nice. Because look at this, my cold gray is already so much smaller. So is the black. That feels pretty good. All right, I'm going to put some of these twigs in here. I'm going to start right here at the snowbank, and I'm just going to push and then pull up as I make it. See, just like that. And then you could actually come down a little bit and give a second one if you wanted to. Make sure you have a pencil sharpener nearby so you can keep your tip nice and pointed. And remember, when you make your marks, don't make them a perfect V. Do this sort of thing like that. You see? Yeah, you don't want to put another one right there. That looks like a bird's foot. You'd do something like this, and then this one would be down a little further. Okay. The other thing too is make sure you come in here dark. Don't be afraid of making some of these tree limbs black, dark. One thing I like about this paper here is I could kind of get aggressive with it. I'm not gingerly like cautious about it, which is it's nice. You could really play around. You don't know what's going to happen. When I'm marking, I'm pushing down, and I turn my pencil just a little bit to get a different edge there. Yeah, I think that's a good approach, Ralph. All right, so this tree is still wet, so I can't deal with that yet. All right, coming along. All right, there's some deep little red berries, or it's brighter than that, I suppose. Oh, that's good. This is turkey red. made a bad move earlier today. Yesterday I added green over here, and that was not a. There should be no green in this picture. I don't know what I was. I don't know what I was thinking. Maybe that's just it. I wasn't thinking. Okay. It's an evergreen. It might be. It might be. All right. All right. Where's my black? I want this to be really, really dark in there. So I'm going back in and adding a couple more reflections in my water to really capture some of those colors there, right? So let's see here now. Let's. All right, what time is it here? We're coming up. Oh, we're at an hour already. All right, let's see if this tree is dry because we want to. All right, so this tree is dry, and I'm just going to come in here and. Ooh, made my mistake right there. Look at that. I'm just pushing down now, and the paper's soft already, so it has an interesting. Interesting effect here. Let's sharpen that up. I'm putting a little bit of line here to maybe give the idea of boards. think I'm done. Look at that. Just a tad. All right. I think we're done here. There you go. Let's reveal this thing and see what we ended up looking like. Oh, look at that. That's interesting. Again, something I discovered was that my tape is too strong for this watercolor paper. So if I had to have a pack of different tape, I would definitely do that. Lighter in value. I mean, lighter in stickiness. Yeah, see, it's pulling up some of the paper here, so I'm not getting a super clean edge. But that's, you know, that's what you just learn. You learn that as you practice with new papers and things of that sort. Okay, what do you think? I think this warrants a quick little signature here, right? Let me see now. Where's my... I'm going to use a pencil if I can find it. There, right there. All right, there you go. There, Aaron's our... Let me take this picture off there, make it official. Okay, hey, thanks for watching, everyone. My name is 45-degree angle, Ralph. Good. Ralph says to pull the tape at 45-degree angle. So there you have it. Thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you learned something. I did. What is this weird? Oh, that's the paper there. Interesting. I also know that you can use, if you do get some marks on the pure paper there, I think someone once told me a magic eraser. A magic eraser will pick up a lot of that. So I haven't tried that, but that's what I hear. Okay, have a great afternoon, everyone. If you're interested in our watercolor class, we will be meeting on Saturday, and I will place a link in the comments. It's called Canvas Crew, $10 a month. It gets you 2 paintings, $5. So, and usually our paintings take us anywhere from 1 to 3 hours, and I space it out. I don't like to paint longer than an hour. I like to take a break and take a break and come back from it fresh. So, anyways, that's it. Have a great afternoon. And if you're in a couple of our other classes, I'll see you here shortly at 3 o'clock for the daily draw and at 4 o'clock for Sketchin' 10.